Guys, if you haven't been following the lore of the channel, I got my very first Void Legendary, Konstantin the Dayborn, over the weekend during the champ chase, and today I am going to be putting him to the test and showing you all the areas where he absolutely smacks, guys. He absolutely smacks. Hold up! Click the link in the description below right now to get a free legendary champion, Bambus 4-leaf, as well as one amazing free epic as you level up. Here are the exact steps you need to follow. 1. Log out of Plarium Play on your PC. If you've never had Raid installed on your mobile phone before, the link will work there too. 2. Click the link in the description and start a brand new Raid Shadow Legends account with a brand new email. 3. Launch Raid and complete your tutorial. 4. You can find Bambus 4-leaf here as well as Ugo at level 15. This is an amazing account start in Raid Shadow Legends, so be sure to use my link in the description below right now. Guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. I am Felris, sailing the seas of Raid Shadow Legends, and I am quite excited about this Lego. Guys, I have 5.1k attack on him, almost 5.2k attack. Very good champ, one of the only champs on my roster that I actually have over 5k attack on. And then, of course, he's got almost 300% crit damage, which is quite nice. Guys, he's built in Zeal, Merciless, Pinpoint, and one piece of Slayer. This Slayer amulet is quite good. It has a crit damage ascension, which is awesome, just awesome. All right, guys, so what exactly does he do? Well, on his A1, he attacks one enemy, places decreased defense for 2 turns, cannot be resisted when Vlad is on the same team, places an extra hit if the target is under any debuff. That does include the decreased defense that he does place, so if he places it with the first hit, he will go ahead and place a second hit as well. On his A2, attacks all enemies 2 times. Each hit will ignore 15% of each target's defense. Each hit will ignore an additional 10% of each target's defense for every leech, decreased defense, block active skills debuff that they are under. If a target is under leech, decreased defense, and block active skills simultaneously, each hit will ignore 75% of their defense instead. Pretty cool there. This is really good for Hydra, right? Because in Hydra, there's a lot of AoE leech. In Hydra, there's a lot of AoE leech. In Hydra, there's a lot of AoE decreased defense. So he will get a extra 20% ignore defense on top of the 15% from each hit. And then, of course, the block active skills is just good for Arena. I don't know anyone who can bring leech, decreased defense, and block active skills all in the same kit. But if you happen to run an Arena team where you have all those debuffs up, more power to you. He will ignore 75% of every target's defense. Of course, with Helm Smasher, you can bring up that to pure damage. All right, and then on the A3 here, attacks one enemy before attacking, steals all buffs from the target, transfers all debuffs from this champion to the target, cannot be resisted when Vlad is on the same team, resets the cooldown of this skill if the target is killed. Very much an Arena-esque move, very much similar to like Heraclides or something. All right, then on his passive, enemies from the Undead Horde, Demon Spawn, and Knights Revenant factions killed by this champion cannot be revived. Again, that is very Arena-focused. All right, so what exactly does this guy do? Where am I using him? And what kind of difference is he going to make on my account, guys? Well, first of all, in Hydra, I have a new personal best score for my second Hydra team on hard mode. Guys, so this is the squad here. We've got Cheshire Cat, we've got Padraig, Ugo, Syl, Mithrala, and Konstantin there. As you can see, he is nowhere near as good as the Cheshire Cat is, specifically for Hydra. He does outclass the Cheshire Cat in like Chimera, but specifically for Hydra, nowhere near as good as the Cheshire Cat. But as you can see, I have 26 million, almost 27 million coming from the Cheshire Cat, which is more than half the damage that this team did. And then I've got 12 million here coming from Konstantin. He does smack, and due to his slower speed, he's not taken as many turns as the Cheshire Cat. So if we compare the two builds, we've got Konstantin here coming in at 224 speed. He is faster than Thor, for example. So my Thor is coming in at 223 speed, so literally 1 speed faster. He will be taking more turns than Thor, but he's nowhere near as fast as the Cheshire Cat. Cheshire Cat's coming in at almost 270 speed with nuking gear, right? So Cheshire Cat has 5.5k attack, almost 270 speed, and then 266 crit damage, versus Konstantin here, who has almost 5.2k attack, 224 speed, and almost 300 crit damage. So not going to be taking as many turns as the cat. His kit is not as well suited as the cat. Of course, the cat's getting all this extra turn meter from the passive, all this extra damage from the passive, all that kind of stuff, and just Konstantin does not have that kind of ramping, right? So he is nowhere near as good as the cat as far as Hydra is concerned. Now, I did do a live arena test video yesterday, and as far as like affinity-friendly options for live arena goes, he smacks. Like, he really, really smacks. Can't honestly be anywhere near dissatisfied with him and his performance in live arena. But guys, the place I think he's going to make the most difference on my account is going to be Chimera. So if we come into Chimera here, I did some testing, and I have been using my Geomancer, my Padraig, my Calamitous, my Konstantin, and my Elva. Elva and Padraig are pretty much always on the team now. And what we want to do in Chimera is turn off everything except his A1. And the reason for that is because his A1 is where his debuff is coming from. Well, you know what? For everything except the Viper form, you want to turn off his A3. You need his A3 for the Viper form, just as a little bit of buff strip, but we don't really need the A2 anywhere. It does ignore some defense, but even when it does ignore defense, it's nowhere near close to how hard the A1 hits. So we can keep the Quietude skill on the Viper form. But let me just show you guys his multipliers real quick. Let me pull that up, and I will show you why we only want his A1 here. All right, guys, here we are on the Hell Hades website. We've got Konstantin's profile up here. And honestly, we just want to see what his multipliers are, all right? So they give him a 4.5 in Doom Tower. That's kind of his best rating. I don't know that I necessarily agree with that. I think probably Chimera at this point. But let's see. His multiplier on his A1 is a 3.6 attack. So 3.6, that's like as good as an AoE. Like, that's as good as an active skill. On a potentially double hitter means a 7.2 multiplier in total on his A1, again, with decreased defense. Compare that to his Rune Shatter, which is also a double hit, which has a 2.5 attack. And then his Quietude, which has a 6.5 attack. Don't get me wrong. Those multipliers are fantastic, but the A1 is actually the hardest hitting skill in his kit. Compare that to someone like Quintus the Triumphant, right? Quintus the Triumphant has also an overall rating of 4, similar to Konstantin here. Quintus passes Konstantin up in terms of utility because of the passive, but Quintus has a quad hit A1. Each hit has a 1.9 multiplier. So Konstantin is actually hitting harder than Quintus on his A1. Guys, that is absolutely fantastic. We don't need anything except that A1 for Chimera. So, that being known, what kind of damage is he actually going to put out, right? All right, well, let's take a look here. Let's take a look here, guys. We're not going to start on auto. I just want to show you guys a couple hits. Just a couple hits. Again, we are running him with increased attack from Padraig, which is going to be absolutely awesome. All right, so we go in with Elva. Let's go ahead and buff up. I did do this on auto. This is not going to be on auto, but whatever. I'm just trying to show you kind of in a couple turns how much damage the dude puts out. There's the drop defense, okay? So let's go in with Calamitous debuffs. This is kind of an unfortunate rotation for me, being that Calamitous is my primary debuffer. All right, Konstantin, his A1, let's go. 119k and 123k. What the actual what, guys? This is insane damage. Let's slow that down for you next time he gets a turn. Like, this is crazy good. No regrets about Konstantin the Dayborn at all. He smacks. He just smacks, guys. All right, here we go. Go in with that A1 from Geo there. Will Padraig lap him? He doesn't lap him. All right, here we go. Here we go. Look at that damage, guys. That's almost 100k per hit. Again, it does depend on whether he's under increased attack and all that good stuff. Let's just see, compared to like Calamitous and everybody, how much damage did Konstantin do? All right, Konstantin is out damaging Calamitous now. Like, that is crazy good stuff. On a crazy good A1, again, you don't want anything but that A1 for Chimera. If you have him in a Savage gear or something, you're a little bit more progressed than I am. You've spent 5 years farming one Savage set. If you've got that, like, for Ultra Nightmare or Nightmare Chimera, he could be like one of your main damage dealers. It is quite awesome. I did run him for a little test in Demon Lord in place of Thor. Nothing notable. he didn't outdamage Thor or anything like that. Probably because he doesn't ramp. He doesn't ramp at all, but that's okay. Guys, as far as dungeons go, where am I going to use him? Probably not going to make any of my dungeon teams. Might make some of my Doom Tower squad, but honestly, I've got Doom Tower pretty much figured out at this point as far as like what I can change and all that kind of stuff to get through certain levels. So probably not going to make my Doom Tower squad. Of course, he will be helpful in Cursed City. He will be helpful in Siege and all that kind of stuff. I think he also makes my Tag Arena offense team. So if we go in here, yeah, I did put him on my Tag Arena offense team along with the Queen of Hearts. Quite good stuff from Konstantin the Dayborn. 1 speed faster than Thor. Yeah, I think he's really good. I think the dude absolutely smacks. I think honestly his best build is in Ignore Defense Gear with Helm Smasher, so that he can ignore like 100% defense or whatever it is that you want to ignore. The A2 ignore defense is pretty conditional, which is kind of unfortunate here. So AoE, and then the best relic for him is going to be the Cat's Gaze, obviously. I was lucky enough to craft a third one. So we've got a Cat's Gaze on Konstantin, we've got a Cat's Gaze on Cheshire Cat, and we've got a Cat's Gaze on Thor. So he's going to be ignoring even more defense from this Cat's Gaze, which is quite awesome, getting even more crit damage, all that good stuff. Guys, what do you think of Konstantin the Dayborn? Go ahead, check out my live arena video where I tested him in arena. I think he is absolutely fantastic. I think we can probably just show you. Wow, why am I falling out? Why am I falling out? I don't know what's going on. He's getting me wins, right? I have him in my arena defense currently, along with Lady Kimi and Cheshire Cat with a lead of Arbiter. Like, look, he's getting me wins. He's getting me wins. That is quite awesome. So let's actually show you. I was gonna wrap up the video, but I'm actually gonna just show you him in arena real quick, because I think that's a place where a lot of you guys who have him are probably going to want to use him because of that block revive passive. Take out this one-man defense real quick. Let's see what we've got. All right, there we go. All right, let's find a good team, a nice good team here. To here we go. No block revives here, but the team will be Arbiter, what's her face, Madame Saris, Kimi, and Rathalos. And of course, we've got our own Arbiter, our Armons, we've got our Kimi, and we've got our Konstantin. Let's see what this team can do, guys. All right, so Armons goes in with that AoE stun. Fun stuff. Konstantin gets the next turn. Bam! Just completely kills the nukers. As far as a blessing, what kind of blessing I would run on Konstantin, probably gonna go with Soul Reap. I think Soul Reap is really underrated. And because he just tends to leave a couple foes standing at random times, I do think that's probably the best blessing for him, just for that extra cleanup mechanic. As you can see, he's just absolutely smacking, guys. He's just absolutely smacking. You love to see that from your arena nuker, right? You love to see that from your arena nuker. Just clear out everything. Again, affinity friendly. That's why these void nukers are so good. They're all affinity friendly, and they all smack, or at least most of them do. We got a Wand of Submission or a Deflection set on there. Quite awesome stuff. We've got Lady Kimi coming in with that decreased speed. Why did that Rhonda not hit hard? That's okay. But then we'll see what he probably gonna go with the Quietude. Yeah, kills the Sill there. Kills the Sill. Armon's going in with the Lockout. Kimi going in with the Turn Meter Pushback. All that good stuff. Then there's that A1. That's absolutely smacks on that A1. It's quite cool, guys. He's just such a cool champ. He's really such a cool champ. Let me know what you guys think of Konstantin the Dayborn in the comments below, guys. Where do you use him if you have him? I think Hydra and Chimera are personally his best spots. Let me know what you think. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I have been Felrus, sailing the seas of Raid Shadow Legends, and I will see you in another video.